So last year I had a terminology and it was called King Russell. And I was like, King Russell, baby, King Russell, baby. And I always said King Russell because I thought that King Russell was going to break out. But looks like King Russell's back on the table. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to show you what I'm seeing right now and why this is amazing. But also, gold and silver in the mining sector, really big moves today. And as I've been saying now for the last couple of weeks, I'm expecting some really nice upside out of this sector. Big up day on silver. Nice good move in the whole mining sector as well too. I'm going to share with you what's happening right now and what's going on. And so this can help you out. Quick little disclaimer, guys, and we're going to get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, so I want to start off with the good old, I was coining last year called King Russell. And the reason why I said King Russell, baby, King Russell, baby, is potentially back on the table, right? For you OG folks, you guys remember King Russell. It looks like it's back on the table. Now, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at a monthly chart here, right? I'm looking at a monthly chart. And as you can see here, that the Russell really hasn't been doing much for the last many years through here. And I was saying King Russell, baby, last year because I thought last year was the year we actually get the break and we have the nice move up to around 300, right? 300, maybe even 350. But as you can see, what actually happened, we came back down to this level here. We actually found a bit of support through here, as you can see. And now we're running back. Again, this is a monthly chart here, so overall big monthly chart. But you will notice here, as you can see through here, that if I just bring up my charts down to here, and open up my charts, you can see what's going on here, right? We can see that we have, we're actually really squeezing up into this like ascending triangle pattern. So it looks like King Russell is back. King Russell, baby, is actually back on the table because as you can see, we're actually really getting ready through here. So I believe Russell could be getting ready for a really nice big breakout. I really thought we're going to see that last year, but we didn't. It actually had a drop to the downside. If I show you the weekly charts, this is the weekly chart through here. And if I go, I'll show you the daily charts as well. So this is the daily chart. Daily chart, nice big update today. And it does look like the Russell's really starting to increase and we're starting to get some really nice moves out of the Russell here. So it may not go straight up overall, but if I keep an eye on that big long-term monthly charts, there we go, right? Those big long-term monthly charts. Even if we do get a little bit of a pullback, it does look like the Russell's about to start to break out. And finally, after all this time, we're about to break. And if we do start to get a really strong, clear break above that whole 250 level, then we're probably likely to see a really nice move out of King Russell. So, King Russell, baby, I think he's back on the table right now when it comes to what I see from there. So that's what I'm saying right there, guys. The Dow Jones, really nice breakout today on the good old DJ. As you can see here, really nice sort of, that was the resistance level there. Really nice breakout today. If you bring on all the moving averages and everything through there, we've got a really nice strong 9 moving average, the short-term moving average, big breakout today. So we could be getting ready for a nice move to the upside. But just bear in mind, guys, with what we're seeing through here, right? We're starting to see the Russell kicking in, the Dow Jones, that's new high. You know, we're starting to get a lot of FOMO back into place, right? There's a lot of FOMO starting to kick back into place. The whole thing about this market here, right? We're starting to get some really nice upside, but I really want you to keep an eye on the big picture here, right? And you always want to be careful of. You always want to be alert of your emotions that's happening in the markets, right? Alert of your emotions that's happening in the market. So right now, there's probably a lot of greed in the marketplace. And there's starting to be a lot of greed. So even though I do see some more upside overall, if I bring on my charts, look at this big move here, right? Look at this big move. Now, this may not be a big move up, right? But we have to wait and see. So there's a few situations from here. We can see this is what's happening. We had a nice up move on the Nasdaq today. We had a nice move up here on the S&P 500 today. So we still own a very nice bull market. Now this is a blow off top. This is a we can see this is a blow off top here, right? We can see that really nice move to the upside. Now, the problem with that, the problem with trying to short something right now is you just never know when that's going to end. And the problem with actually going long right now is that you don't know how much this has got going on. You don't know how much this has got going for the rest of this movie. So the whole thing about this is that for me personally, I am just staying away from the whole the indices anyway, on an overall basis. So we may have a bit more upside to come, but just remember this overall big picture here, right? Look at this big vertical move. This will end. So if we do continue up from here, we continue this very big vertical move, we're now getting into bubble territory. All right, and if we do get this, then that is going to start to build up a bubble. And when bubbles burst, as you know, we start to get sharp corrections. Now, we never know when that's going to happen, right? That could actually happen in September. It may happen, we may continue on for another few months and then get a big drop, right? So there's a lot of things that's going on right now when it comes to the markets and around the stock market here. And so that's what we can see from there. Now, looking at, once again, I want to see, what is this? Is this a continuation? Because the warning sign that this is over would be we have a complete reversal on the downside, right? So we had this is a low, this is a low. If this fails and we do something like this, and then we start to roll over from there, guess what? This bull market's over. It's over, and then we're probably likely to see then probably around about a 10% correction out of the markets from there. Right now, we're not getting that yet, but that's the warning sign that we're seeing right now when it comes to the Nasdaq. The Dow Jones are not giving that same signal. Dow Jones hasn't been in a big vertical move as much. S&P 500, we're not even getting that on the S&P 500. We're actually still getting a nice push to the upside, so there's not even a potential of a reversal here. So we go low, high, low. So I would say that we're probably likely to continue up, but that Nasdaq, you want to just see what happens with that Nasdaq, right? Do we hold here? Because what can happen is how short-term tops sometimes are formed is the market goes up, comes up through here, and then it rolls over from there. So, but I'm not calling for that right now. We'll have to wait and see what actually happens next week with that there. But this is a big bubble in the market. And it's continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger in the markets. Now, let's go have a look at the overall gold and silver. So silver today, really nice up move. And here is the thing for you guys, right? The trend is your friend until the end, right? And I've seen a lot of people right now being worried about the whole silver market, but the trend is your friend until the end. Now, how is a trend formed? Right, people get so drawn into the short-term moves, but how is a trend formed? Right, we have move up, we have a move down, low, higher, low, higher, low. Look what silver's doing. Silver has not. It's been in a strong upward, well, not a strong, but it's been in an upward trend this entire time. And that's what markets do, right? Markets will do this here. Markets will then continue to create these higher lows and higher lows and higher lows. So the trend is your friend until the end. And nothing has changed here from the good old silver market. So we could expect to see the next resistance level out of the actual silver market is up there around the $44 level. That's the actual silver there. If I look at the SLV price, this is the SLV price from... let's go to SLV. Right, so this SLV price here, you can see we're breaking up through there. So we do have a little bit of short-term resistance around that sort of probably next target, I would have to say, is around that level there, around the 38 level. So this is where probably on a bit of a short-term level, but if it doesn't stop there, if we have a nice move up from here and we get the 38 and pause, there may be a bit of a pausing there and then a breakdown. But ultimately, we could actually start to see this SLV price get up to around that, maybe this previous high up here, as you can see. That's that previous high there. So it depends on what happens. That short-term target is around that 38 level on a short-term level basis. But if it really starts to get going, then probably that $42 level is probably where we're likely to start to see some up movement from there. So, and then on top of all that, guys, the mining sector, right? Mining sector has been very, very, very strong. And what's the trend? What has the trend been on the mining sector this entire time? This is where people, if you are trading like divergences, double tops, double bottoms, reversal signals, like as you can see, where has been the trend? If you're trading like that, you're probably getting destroyed right now. You're probably like, oh my goodness, and you're trying to look for the market crash, whatever, right? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, high. What has this been doing? Because remember here, right? A lot of people get freaked out by this bit here, this bit here, this bit here. But that bit there, that has to happen. Why? Because that's what a trend is, right? Market goes up, it has to drop for a little bit to create the higher low. Then it goes up and then it drops down to create the higher low. That's all this market has been doing this entire time from here. And so this is where you don't want to get involved or get emotionally involved with short-term movements. And I know a lot of people have been doing that when it comes down to the silver price, right? Especially the silver price, right? Silver price has been, if I bring this chart here, silver price has been a wildcat lately. And I know a lot of people that don't have their emotions in check have been getting their emotions ripped up big time. But as you know, the trend is your friend until the end. And as long as it keeps making higher lows, then these short-term little drops here is just the market making the trend. Make sense? So GDXJ, same type of thing, guys. Very strong upward trend. And this is where you always want to be looking at from there. So very nice movement. Nice big breakout here on the GDXJ. Real nice movement from there. SIL as well too. SIL, nice continuation today. Nice big update today. The SIL for me, on a short-term level basis, the SIL looks like around that $60 level from there. So just by looking at this level, let me bring on this chart here and I'll zoom right in. Yeah, so on a first target from here, looks like around that $62 level is where we may actually start to have a nice move towards. If we really start to move, then the SIL could start to make its way up towards maybe around this level up here, around the $75 level. So this could be the start of something really big out of the silver mining sector. Nice big up move out of the silver mining sector. Once again, probably first target is around 62. And if it gets really heated up around the $75 level from there. The SILJ, sort of something similar as well too. We've got a major resistance all through here. So that first target is around that level there. Possibly even maybe up through there around the $19 level. But then if we start to really exceed, then we can start to make our way back up towards these previous highs. But really, really, really strong right now. Just looking at this level from here. So the short-term level basis, guys, on the SILJ is up through there. We're looking at about probably an 8 to 10% movement from here. And then it may form in troubles. The SIL, once again, from here to here is around that 10% movement from there. So this is what looks like it's happening right now. And the big thing that I really want to sort of guide you down the process here, and is two things in this environment. Firstly, if you are short-term trading, you are getting destroyed right now. Meaning you're looking at 5-minute charts, 2-minute charts, and you also have the mentality of, I'm looking to make an income this week. You are getting your head handed to you right now, and you know that, right? You're getting destroyed right now, and you know it's the wrong way to be trading. Your approach is wrong, your thinking is wrong, everything is wrong, and that's causing you to absolutely just get absolutely killed by these markets. The best form of trading in these markets is not day trading, but swing trading, meaning you're getting in and you're holding for 2 or 3 months, and then that's having a big move. The reason why a lot of you guys who day trade will go against what I just said there, but then that's when you're like, John, that doesn't make sense. I need a lot of trades so I can make a lot of income. It's like, no, you need one trade that makes a big move. That equals a big income. You don't need 20 trades to make you a lot of money. You need one really good trade. Hold it for 2 or 3 months. That's how you make a big profit in the markets. Make sense, guys? So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Have an amazing day.